Hello, welcome back to Sushi Live Nodding. In this episode, I want to share with you the creation of this. I call it like a little god, but it's totally up to you what you want to call it. It can be like a little bit like a totem, and it's a little bit abstract. It was actually inspired by um, this statue in Osaka. It's called the Billiken god, and I don't know. It's quite interesting kind of a creature they made, and it's kind of like alien looking. And people in Osaka actually kind of pray to this creature. But it's a funny thing. But yeah. So this thing is actually just a bunch of cube, or actually just rounded cube, and the whole thing was created procedurally. So I'm gonna give you the node setup. Okay, I think this is okay. This is the one still alive, and it's not like a single shape of creature. There's an unlimited shape that the setup can create, and you can pick the one that you like, and then you can add your own color, your own materials, etc. But I think this is quite interesting. It has something that looks like a front and the back, so it's actually, I don't know, I think the front and the back is kind of similar because they're just mirror, but you can kind of combine the two somehow. And like I said, this is just a bunch of box, and it's been mirror and it's been subdivided. So you get this, of course. But this could be like kind of like an abstract looking starting point if you want to design a character. But I made it into like an AR totem, and the setup is actually just like this. So there's a vector P, which is randomized, and the seed can be changed. So there are a lot of variations that you can make, and you can actually do a little bit more, like something like that. It's no longer like this, like a creature statue. Could be something else. Yeah, that could be like two robots facing each other. So if I try deleting everything, and let's see what this monad actually does. So the monad is really simple. If I turn off vectorize, if I plug in a vector x, y, z, give you a rounded box. It's actually just a box without subdivisions. This is just really just a box. You can use bevel, etc. So inside of the monad is really just looking at vector input, separate it, turn it into absolute, so you don't want a negative value, put it back into vector, and there's this transform mesh set to custom, and scale custom, and then you use a normal box. So this box still adjustable, and then if you want to have multiple boxes, this is when sverchok actually really shine. You use something like vector P, and then you plug to the matrix, so you have like a bunch of objects, but they are not different sizes. So you want to have multiple, so you use random vector, and then let's set it up like, for example, 2 by 3 by 4, maybe 4 by 4 by 4, 64, and you want to have 64 variations, and you also want range number so that you have multiple different value, something like that. Maybe you need to split it, or but turn on vectorize, turn on split, and I probably made a mistake. Okay, I shouldn't Factorize or split or something. Okay, let me reopen another Blender. It's good to make a mistake. So this one is probably goes into a loop. This is the wrong way to do it. Ah, okay, that's done. So it's creating too much objects. It's 64 by 64. I think that's, we have 4096 objects. Well, that's definitely wrong. The right way is something like this. Okay, factor P coming in, and then frame number goes into random factor. Okay, we don't need to have this. It's already factorizing and splitting without adding number range. That's like splitting a lot of objects. Okay, so I have frame number goes into the seed of this random vector, and random vector, of course, you specify how many vector you need. Turn on factorize, turn on split, and you have this robot. With the monad, like I said, you can go inside and then just add a bit of subdivisions. You're gonna have a different result. Something that's a little bit more boxy. Just now it actually resembles a Gundam model. So I think this is also another variations that's kind of interesting. If you look at it, sometimes because it is symmetrical, of course, and our brain can get tricked and tend to see a face. You can build a robot or something from this. The front and the back is actually the same for now, but you can make changes, and well, so this one is now correct. I can randomize the seed, and this is like multiple objects. Turn on merge, so it's gonna be merged. Now that it is merged, you can mirror it, turn on bisect. This is Blender stuff, and very cool. And you can have variations if you plug frame into the seed. Right. So I'm gonna share with you the Node 3 setup. File, save as. Yep, save. So this is I want to share with you. Very simple, but the monad is doing the hard job here. Just a simple basic setup. And hopefully you'll find this useful. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.